I see some things moving. Okay. It says we're streaming. It says we're streaming. I don't know if we are. This is not fun. Um, well, hello, world? Can you hear me? It is I, your favorite talking stone, and things are not going well. Let me just check to see if it's live or not. I don't know what's going on. Oh, we are. Okay, good. I was very scared. But it looks like we are back. Hello, my darling Diamonds Rough. I am your favorite talking stone. Despite the significant computer troubles, we are back with not Connor practice. I'm not feeling it. My computer isn't feeling it. Oh my. Let me just quickly check audio before I explain what's happening. Never mind. My OBS just froze. Oh, it's back. Let me check audio. Okay, audio is working just fine. But anyways, we are back and I am in pain. Not just a very mild discomfort, but oh my. It's been a day. Not a very good one. That's the first thing I'll say. And now my computer is not working well, and it is really harshing the mellow, I should say. Hola, soy tu amigo mexicano. Hello, Garcia. Hope you are doing well. I am doing not exactly well. But today, we are back with some, I guess, some of the dulls, I'll say. Am I on the right screen? I am on the right screen. I guess without further ado, let's begin. Is it loading? Oh no. Oh no. This is actually really bad. The only thing you can do is laugh. The only thing you can do is laugh. Everything is frozen on my screen. ¿Cómo estado? ¿Cómo has estado? No bien. I am not good. I am not good. Oh my. I was in, mild discomfort throughout the day. A little bad day. But now, oh my. This is definitely... my computer is acting up so poorly. Pardon por llegar tarde al directo. It's no... Llego muy tarde. I'm very late. I am very late today. Well, these are normally later, but 10:15 is unofficially not when it starts. And I don't have auto-translate up because... I don't know why. It was up and now it's not up. Can I see that? Reactions start. Send feedback? No. No bien. ¿Qué ha pasado? I was exercising after a long day at work and I hurt my, I think, Achilles? I don't know. It feels strange. I don't want it to feel strange. But that's a little bit of salt in the wound of a bad day. Que paso, bro? But that's not too bad. What is bad is my computer has been acting up very, very poorly. I just turned it on. I just got everything set up. And then I hit start streaming and everything just goes awry. Everything starts freezing. It's not fun. And the auto-translate feature isn't working anymore. So let me pull up a translator just so I get everything. Or I also cannot type with my left thumb. I injured it the other day. And I have a bandage over it. And that makes it very hard to actually type because the detection doesn't work. So it's just like the intro of Good Luck Charlie. Today's all burnt toast, running late, and dad jokes. Has anyone seen my left shoe? Oh my. It's just one of those days. It's not actually that bad, but it's just one of those days. Spanish, there we go. Ayer llegué Stardew Valley y longer poner el faro que de tía mi costo horas poner. Let me go on this normal screen. Horas poner un solo faro de luz XD. Let me pull up a better translator. Oh my. Oh my, there we go. Translator is up. Let me go back to the screen. I'm confusing myself so much. Let's enter this. And things are going very slowly. I should really look to upgrade my computer. It is not performing well. You played Stardew Valley yesterday and managed to place the lighthouse. I told you about it. It took me hours to place a single lighthouse. Well, that's awesome. Well, not that it took you hours, but that you played Stardew Valley and placed the lighthouse. That's great. But yeah, decorating is... I mean, don't ask me about decorating. I don't know really much or anything about decorating for Stardew. Salud. Thank you. I'm really bad at decorating. I want to get better at it. I listen to Stardew, but online I sometimes see these videos of Minecraft players, and they have the most ridiculous builds, and it's really just insane. And a lot of them downplay it, and then a lot of them also just downplay their growth as a creative personality. Did I click the right thing? Okay, good. We clicked the right thing, I hope. But it's insane. Like, I've been following along with the Hermitcraft season, and seeing Mumbo, a guy I grew up watching his redstone videos, become this incredible builder, it's mind-boggling. Obviously great for him. I've seen some of his other content explaining how he's grown, whatnot, all the books he's been reading, and what he takes inspiration from. Oh my tongue is tied. But it's really brilliant. Oh my, things are slow. I have 3 things on my mind. I want to say is, he's an amazing builder. I want to get a creative burst like that. But right now, I'm just so lost. Oh my. But anyways, let's begin with the Wordle. Yes, let's begin with Wordle. And as always, our favorite starting word is jazzy. So let's put that in. And we are left with a Y at the end. That's interesting. That is interesting. Not baby. Story. That fits. We were just left with Y. Wow, that is... It's not happy. Is it hippie? Is that a word? It is a word, but nothing. We're not going to be silly, are we? Well, obviously we can't be, but I kind of want to play it because... Or dilly, like to dilly-dally. We don't have a Y. We don't have a... We'll just do dilly for dilly-dally. We have an L. That's lovely. Bro, Lego Vista ahora vuelvo. Oh? You're coming back? Oh, yeah. Ahora vuelvo? Oh, wait. Let me translate that so I actually can understand. I'm a little bit out of breath. I went into a sauna for the first time in a long time. Well, no, not even a sauna, a steam room. Oh, bro, you be right back. You have company? Oh, no worries. Take your time. Enjoy. But anyways, let's get cracking with this Wordle. Oh my goodness gracious, I forgot the word from it. Let's hop back. Good I say? Oh, you're back? Nice. Alright, so we have dilly. Now, what could we possibly do to fill in this line? I'm thinking like a double consonant, maybe a vowel ly or ely. I'm very confused. Maybe we can do something else just to get some letters on the board because I can't think of anything. Bugle. Bugle. Let's try bugle. Alright, so good news. We got an E somewhere. Oh, that's actually really bad news. Good news is we only have... We know it's something, 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 ly. And there's an E somewhere in between there. At least one, maybe two. I feel like Nelly is, yeah, no. Nelly would be two L's. Oh my. Pues suelto, yo me llamo Garcia y soy maestro de español con 5 minutos de experiencia. You are Garcia and am a master or teacher of Spanish with 5 minutes of experience. Oh my. Right. We are struggling with this last word. It is futile. It's not a folly. It's not a felly. What other double consonants do we have? It's probably something E, something ly. I think we have to give up. Let's just do foots. Because I can't think of anything. Newly. Oh. That's interesting. That is an interesting word. The W's are always a rare letter, so you always kind of forget about them. It's a bit of a shame. But oh my, that was pretty clever. Sad we didn't get it. I've kind of fallen off in regards to the Wordle. I'm not as good as I used to be. I remember when I first did my daily puzzles and I grinded the Wordle every day. I was really good at it. I self-proclaimed, of course. I think I was good at it. But anyways, let's move on to the connections. And this time, hopefully we can see if we are one away. Without further ado, let's begin. Weekend Rando, Paulo, Francie, Johns. Johns makes you think the apostles, but with an extra letter. John for Johns. Paul. Was Paul an apostle? No, he was a book writer, though. Would be Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Peter for Petersburg, which I believe St. Petersburg is named after St. Peter. So is there another, like, apostle? Weekend, not Rand. Monica maybe was one of Jesus' followers. Francis is close. I think this is a herring. I think this is a red herring. Oh. Averdina ne ni nu. Oh, sorry. No. Is it? Ni. Na ne ni no nu. Puedes pronunciar niño. Oh, it's ya, ye, yo, you. I forget with the little. What is that? What is the word for that little squiggly thing on top of the letters? I forget what that's called, but I forget it makes it sound like why. Thank you for saying niño in chat. That made the pronunciation come back to my mind. But ya, ye, nyo, new. I believe that's how it pronounces it. Right. Anyways, I do believe the apostles are a bit off. So maybe cities? El Salvador, St. Petersburg, something city, Sao Paulo, and Santa Monica. Saint cities, there we go. Which also makes sense. St. Petersburg, El Salvador, maybe it's something else, but Sao Paulo and Santa Monica. I believe those three of those at least mean saints. Perfecto? Oh, thank you. Malboro, perfecto, esa es Ketro. Thank you. Thank you. I do remember the pronunciation just from that word, from Nino. Oh my. Now let's continue with this. Opus, I just think of magnum opus. Like a great work. An opus is a work is a work, a tome is a book, and a volume. These are all books. An opus, a tome, a work, a volume. Substantial book? Okay, we'll take it. John's Francie, interesting. Distance, wonk, realm. A division. A rondo would be like a group fighting setting, I believe. I forget. Oh. Esa es la accerbro. Haimos una fiesta que Durante 5 días, con un consejo de $1, de nada bro para eso están los amigos. Yeah, nice. Alright. Rando. Rando makes you think like an NPC, if that makes sense. Like a random person. Random person. How do I will look at that later. Right now, we're trying to see something. A division is a group. A realm, a division, like an area of something, a distance, and not a weekend. A France, maybe a rando. Alright, I don't know. John and Francie. Let's do some wordplay, because we're missing purple, which is a harder one. Long Johns, I believe, are pants, so it could be that. Oh. It's name plus letter. John plus S is John's. Rand plus O. Oh, Johnny, Randy. Maybe it's something like that? No. Wani? No. I'm very confused. John, distance. Francie. Francium? Radia? No. I'm lost. I'm very confused. A weekend is maybe a weekend division. I'm just gonna go with these three. I might give up. And I can't see if we're 3 wrong or 3 right. Let's just take the 4 up top and hope. This is 1 away, so that's good. John's Rando Division Weekend. Maybe we'll go realm and just say these are groups. Division, a weekend, a realm, and a rando? No. What were they? I'm very confused. We even... Okay. I think long things, long distance, long division, long johns, and long weekends. Oh my. I even did say long johns. Maybe I should have thought of that, but that's pretty obscure. Is rando? That's a good question. Oh, I don't even know what it is. I'm not even sure if it's a word. Is rando? I don't even know what rando is in this sense, but currencies plus letter. Franc, rand, real, and won. I'm not familiar enough with those currencies. Oh my. I'm content with where we placed in there. Wasn't the best showing, but it wasn't the worst. I think next we'll move on to the mini cryptic. So let's hop on over. And I always have to explain this. The mini cryptic is a single crossword clue, a cryptic crossword clue specifically. And the difference between a normal crossword clue and a cryptic crossword clue is that instead of the whole clue being a definition, only part of it is a definition, usually at the beginning or the end. And the rest of the clue is a sort of puzzle to help you reach the word that fits that definition. For instance, some words will be indicators, they will tell you what to do, and some other words will be fodder, which the indicators will act upon to get letters or words or something. Right, without further ado, let us begin. Wait, actually, with further ado, no errando, parambro te hice perder. Oh, let me just translate that. Te hice perder. Sorry, bro. No, you didn't make me lose. Rando was very, No, you didn't make me lose. I was very lost. I was very lost. I wouldn't have gotten them if I had... Well, if I had 100 tries, I'd have gotten them by randomly guessing, but I wouldn't have gotten them, is what I'm trying to say. But right, today's clue for the cryptic crossword. Oh wait, homoglyphs. Oh, a homoglyph is a word shaped like a letter. This isn't a new idea in cryptics. A ring, a reel, an egg, a zero, anything classically round can represent the letter O. We're introducing an indicator for homoglyphs to expand that idea to many other letters that share their shape with real-world objects. The homoglyph indicator is the visual counterpart to the homophone indicator. Instead of auditory words like hearing or noisily, homoglyph indicator suggests something is seen, shaped like, to the eye, visibly. Now, any word that resembles the shape of the letter can stand into that letter, as long as the setter flags it. O still needs no indicator. As per tradition, egg, band, hoop, ball can still become O on their own. But now hook, by the look of it, can be a J. Oh, lightning bolt flashed could be a Z, and show off a sword. T. There's a homoglyph indicator in this clue, and this one deals with transforming a shape. Have fun spotting it. Oh, okay, so that makes it very confusing sounding, but basically, in this clue, there's going to be something, some shape that's going to resemble a letter. Some word's going to represent some shape, and that shape's going to represent a letter. Probably an O, but maybe not. But let's begin. Vanessa has straightened curls and center parting. For me, that's basic. I think the definition is probably going to be basic, or for me, that's basic. I was going to say simple. Simple is just one letter too short. But let's try thinking. Vanessa. Alright, let's try this. Vanessa, I think we get the letter V from, has straightened curls. So curls like hair, straighten them. And center parting. Oh my, that's... Alright, I'm thinking of a hair visual. Straighten curls and center. That's really confusing. Oh my, I'm so unfamiliar with this. Straighten curls and center parting. For me, that's basic. So what could basic mean? What word has a V that means basic? I don't know. We're gonna use 2 hints. First, for the definition, just because we always use that one first. Sorry. I was highlighting the whole thing and it made me confused. We'll go back to that. Our definition here is that's basic. And our answer will be a word that means basic. So maybe simple, maybe easy, maybe something that has the letter V in it. But anyways, let's get the indicators up because we desperately need them. Has straightened curls and center parting. This clue indicators are has straightened curls, center, and parting for. Let's talk about has straightened curls, a new kind of indicator for us, a homoglyph, suggesting we'll play with shapes and looks of letters. We need to take the curly shapes in some neighboring father and straighten them into different letters. Parting for is a swapping indicator, and something leaves fodder and its place is taken by something else. And center is an old familiar section indicator pointing to the letter at the center of some fodder. Alright, so let's pull up this and clear it. So Vanessa is going to be the word we're going to mess with. Right. Alright. And has straightened curls. The only thing curly in Vanessa, I'd say, are the E's, but the E's aren't really there, but definitely the S's. We straighten them, so we get LLA. And center. Center is NEL. Parting for me. Vamela. That doesn't sound like a word. Ah, man. I think we understand it. Unless the E is something else. Has straightened curls. And center parting for me. So we take out nest, which is the center. I'm very confused. Mavel? I don't know. We might need a letter. We're actually gonna take a letter. Or two. Or three. Oh, wait. No, we don't have to anagram anything. I'm sorry. We were right at the beginning. Right? So we take Vanessa. We get rid of Ness. We add me, sorry, and we add L for one of the S's, and then A. If that makes sense. So we take Vanessa, we change the S's to L's, we get rid of the Nell in the middle. Actually, let me just do it again. Vanessa. We straighten the L's. So this S and this S become L's. Right? And center parting for means we take out the center. The NEL, we take that out, and add me. Wait. Vamela? Okay, I think we might be wrong on letter amount. Because, oh no, the E is the middle. The Ness for... Is this it? Vamela? Parting for me. Vanilla? No. Okay, never mind. I'm confused now. Has straightened curls and center. Parting for me. That's basic. Alright, maybe I'm reading this wrong. Let's bring up the indicators. Sorry, the fodder. Vanessa and me. We'll use the letters of Vanessa, some of them transformed, and a short synonym for me. Oh! Vanilla! There we go, that makes more sense. I was taking me straight up, instead of thinking out loud. Not thinking out loud, but thinking, Vanessa has 7 letters already. We can't swap out 3 and put in 2. That doesn't make sense. I didn't think about that. So we swap out the actual center letter of Vanessa, the E, and put an I there, which stands for me. Oh my, that was a bit confusing. Even with the homophone indicators, with them explained, I should have probably got that. Oh my, that was pretty difficult. I have to be honest. Oh my. Definitely a good clue, and I learned something about myself. I tend to overthink things. If there's no anagram indicator, shouldn't assume that the letters are scrambled. I shouldn't assume that the letters are scrambled. I just do, though. Oh well, it happens. Now, we'll go to the Poke Doku. I answer Vanilla, great job. Yeah, thank you. I just wish I got it sooner. Oh my. Vanilla is basic. I should have known that. It happens, though. We still got it, though. That's what matters. And now, we go to the Pokedoku, where we have to find 9 Pokemon. Each one fills the row and column. For instance, here we need a Ghost and a Dual type, which would be Haunter, which is Ghost and Poison type. Haunter, we will select you if we can. There we go. And there we go. And now we need a dual type flying. I'm thinking Talonflame. Lugia also fits. A lot of Pokemon fit dual type flying. A lot of legendaries fit dual type flying. I was actually thinking to myself today about what types of legendary Pokemon are most common. I think the obvious answers are Flying, Psychic, and Dragon. Because with flying types, you have the first 3 legendary birds: Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres. You have Lugia, you have Ho-Oh. You have no, not Latios and Latias. I forget those are Psychic and Dragon, which leads into Psychic and Dragon. But you have a lot of legendary birds. And now we have dual type in fighting. Speaking of Moltres, maybe, what is it, Alolan or Galarian Moltres? I believe it's Galarian. Is it Galarian? Galarian? Let me just put in Moltres. Moltres Galar. I don't know why it's called Galar instead of Galarian, but I believe it's... No, it's not Moltres Galar, it's Zapdos. It's Zapdos. I remember specifically using it in Pokemon Showdown. Zapdos Galar is, I think, fighting flying. Oh my. There we go. Zapdos Galar is fighting... It's fighting something. I know it's fighting, though, because I've used it in Pokemon Showdown. I've been getting a bit into Pokemon Showdown recently. I've been playing it a good bit in my spare time. And it's really fun. Except when I lose, in which case it's terrible. I remember when I was in college, I joined a Pokemon Showdown tournament, and I missed the playoffs because I was not good. But I wasn't the worst. I was at like the top of the bell curve, and I take some pride in that, considering I really didn't know. There was a draft and everything. They took it really seriously. We drafted our teams. It was very intense. Oh my. I just kind of looked online to see what was considered more powerful and chose that, and then tried to build a team around that. But oh my, it was... Oh my, it was just very intense. But I take pride at being in top of the bell curve. I sort of have a natural tendency to not be terrible at video games. I'm not good. I'm never great. Okay, actually I am. I have a story. I do have a story. Oh wait, first we should probably tackle this row. Galar and Ghost type, I don't know. Galar and Flying type, I should know. Or Galar is like the England region, right? The London? Right. I don't know. I only know Zapdos Galar because I played it. Oh my. We'll skip this row. But, let's see. One tournament that I remember I did well in was, again, when I was in college. I was hanging out with some friends, and they said, "Oh, dude, you should come out and check this Mario Kart tournament. All the spots are signed up, though, so you can't play, but you can just vibe and watch." And I was like, that sounds like a fantastic idea. So I came, and I watched, and there was also a waitlist just in case people didn't show up. I put my name on the waitlist just in case people didn't show up or people had to leave. And I'm pretty down low on the wait list. So the first round goes by. Some people leave, some people get moved to the losers bracket but head out. But I'm still there, just vibing. And then my friend says, "Hey, I have to go. You're next on the wait list. Do you want my spot?" And I say yes. And from that point on, I just sweep. You have to place top 2 in a race to move on. I placed first in every single race I did. And then we make it to the finals. Part of me wants to say the good old Larry Bird saying of who's coming in second. Part of me is feeling that cocky, but I don't say it because I feel like I would be viewed lame for doing that. I'd be viewed as lame for that. But I think it. And we start the race, and I realize I messed up. I have tilt controls on instead of just the joystick. And I can't pause and change. But I make a little bit of a hoot and a holler about that. And I'm in last for most of the race. Emphasis on most of the race, because at the end, and this was on Rainbow Road, at the end of the stage, by some miracle, I just blaze past everyone and get first. And, oh my, that completes my legendary gauntlet run. I messaged my friend to let them know they got first place and a prize, and they got a pretty good prize. I think it was it was a sweater. They got an entire sweater, a nice sweater from winning that tournament by proxy. Oh my. It was great. A good time. But other than that one instance, I'm pretty bad at video game. Well, pretty mediocre. I say I'm mediocre. I'm not bad, I'm not good, I'm just me, and that's enough. That's enough. But alright, let's continue with Pokedoku. Ghost and Dragon, that's... Oh my. Oh, Giratina! Oh, I'm sorry, I peeked my mic a bit. But Giratina, Altered Origin, we'll just take Altered, we don't care. Tentacles or wings? I do think the tentacles are cooler. But oh my, only 13%. Are there more ghost... There probably are more ghost dragons, aren't they? Oh my tongue is tied. There are probably more ghost dragons that I am not thinking about. But anyways, let's continue. Dragon and Flying. Oh, but for some reason, I feel like there should be some obvious one that comes to mind. But there's not. And that makes me sad. Dragon and Flying. I was thinking of all the legendaries, like Latios, but no, those are Dragon Psychic. Lugia's Flying Psychic. The legendary, like, the Thunderclouds, like Tornadus, Thunderous, and Landorus. None of them. And I don't think their altered forms are either. Oh my. But Flying and Dragon. There should be... Oh, Salamence. Unfortunately, Flygon is not Flying and Dragon. I believe it's Grounded Dragon. But Salamence is Flying and Dragon. Alright, perfect. And last one, Fighting and Dragon. Komo-o? Actually, Komo-o might be Galar, so I might choose something else for Fighting and Dragon if I can think of anything. You know, we're just gonna do Komo-o. I can't think of anything else. Fighting and Dragon. Those are... Is it a Komodo Dragon? I believe it's Komodo Dragon. I say without really much thought. And yeah, it doesn't look like that's a popular type combination, seeing as it takes 46.9% of the vote. Probably only a few. Right, now Galar. Hallelujah. That is, I believe, Alolan, not Galarian. Who are the starters for Galar? Is it Inteleon? And the gang? Scorbunny, Inteleon, and the drummer. I don't remember his name. Oh my. They definitely had some fan service for that, because Scorbunny was just a soccer player bunny. Which is weird. Because it's weird because Pokemon are designed to be... I don't know exactly the lore for each Pokemon, but soccer or association football, as the 1800s British people calls it, which got shortened to ASOC and then soccer, which is why we call it soccer. I'm just going to call it soccer. You know, fine, soccer or football, whatever you want to say. That's a pretty old sport. Actually, I don't even know how old it is. Is that 15th century? I don't even know. But even if it is 15th century, 500 years. Evolution takes a longer time, or things to grow and change. So for Scorbunny to have specifically like a modern kit, a modern soccer uniform, as their entire design, or Scorbunny's evolution, whose name Cinderace, I forgot its name. Cinderace, to have just a soccer kit, a soccer jersey. Despite soccer probably not existing for Cinderace's entire existence, that's pretty strange. Unless Cinderace was paramount in the discovery of soccer. Like maybe they thought, hey, this rabbit, it kicks balls? That sounded inappropriate. It kicks things, and we can make that into a sport, and we can dress like this rabbit. Maybe they actually did that in Galar, and that's just lore I'm not familiar with, but that would be pretty cool. That would explain why it looks like a kit. Because obviously it's inspired by a soccer kit, the way that Cinderace looks. But anyways, yeah, I think we're out of luck here. I don't know Galarian Pokemon off my top of my head. I don't know most regions off the top of my head. It's very, not sad, but it is what it is. Alright, puzzle summary. Unfortunately, we did not do well. So let's see what we could have done instead. Runerigus, Corvus Squire. I forgot Corvus Knights, Corvus Squire. I forgot about them. And Grappleoct. This thing that looks like a water type, but it's pure fighting. Oh my. I've seen them all before. I would not have even I know Corvus Knight is Galarian, but oh my. And let's see, least common. I forgot about the 2 box legendaries. How did I forget about the box legendaries? Alright, Zapdos Galar is flying and Galarian. Okay, it's flying and fighting. That's interesting. Calyrex Shadow. I didn't know that was Galar. Actually, it does look like a Galarian Pokemon. It does look like it's from the England, UK area. Oh my. And, of course, the box legendary. Ooh, I should have gotten the box legendaries. I'm a tad bit miffed about that. Now, what should we do next? We have time for 1, maybe 2 more puzzles. You know what? I said I was bad. Did I say I was bad at it? I don't know. I consider myself decent at chess. And I think that's the puzzles we're going to do next. So let's try to pull up the puzzle. I do have my account this account that I've only played 5 games on. And somehow won every one of them, so that my rating is kind of higher than what it should be. And that makes me afraid to play on this account because I don't want to lose a lot of times. In which case I should have just lost one of the matches. Oh my. But anyways, I digress. We're trying to load the daily puzzle. And my earbuds are hurting my ears. I don't know why. My earbuds are weird. Sometimes I can wear them all day, no hesitation, and sometimes they are just a pain. They're just a pain. But anyways, enough about my earbuds. Let's get into chess. This is the daily puzzle on the back foot, black to move. What can we do to probably win? Obviously, checkmating is good, capturing is good, attacking is good, and I'm looking at the material imbalance. Queen. Oh, I see the answer already. That was not the answer. I meant to just click that square. And it's pretty simple. Right now, the king, updates to our policies. I'm not going to read that. I agree. Right now, the king, it looks like it's open. It looks like it has space to move. And a strong piece blocking it. But it's actually contained. This pawn here puts it to the back, and honestly, that makes me, and with the queen here and the pawn here, that makes me think of some back rank issues. So let's check the back rank. Check. Queen to a8 check. Sorry, a1 check. What are white's possible moves? They can't move the king. They have to move the queen. Only sensible move is to move the queen to d1. However, that opens up this diagonal, in which case the bishop can move here and attack the king, and once it does, king has to move over, queen takes, and it's checkmate. So 8 and 3 it looks like. 1, 2, and 3. Wow, isn't that wonderful? A nice, simple, easy puzzle. And I forgot about my other favorite puzzle, the wordsmith. So let me pull that up, and then if we have more time, we'll do some more chess puzzles. We'll do probably what is it called? The gauntlet? Not the gauntlet. I forget the actual word for it, but the one where, the puzzle rush. Puzzle rush, that's the word for it. We'll do the puzzle rush. But for now, let's head over to the wordsmith. And let me explain the wordsmith. We are going to start with let's just hop in. We start with this word up here, banish. And we have a bunch of sets of clues down here. Each set of clue changes the word up top to another word, which will become the word up top. And we have to go through all the clues until we get a final word. Now, the interesting thing is, we don't know the order of the clues. This might be the first clue, this might be the last clue. We have no idea. So, we have to use our best judgment. So, without further ado, let us begin. Banish, right. Prepend, add at the beginning one letter. To give the gold shoulder, maybe? No, not to ignore. Change the vowel to another vowel. Small protuberance. There's multiple vowels, so I don't think that's it. Reverse the full word. Keep the second half. Nab. It is nab. Grabs, catch, and snatch. That's to nab. And I just keep going down. Move the first letter results out of many. No, AB is not out of many. Keep the first half. This is an odd amount of letters, only 3, so there's no halves, so we're going to ignore that. Remove the first letter. Results is the area. AB is not really an area, so we'll ignore that. Reverse the full word. Ban. Append. Exclamation of annoyance or frustration. Word that might precede said or already. Proceed said or already. This might be it. Reverse the full word makes you think ban. And then exclamation of annoyance. We add that to the end. No, I don't think this is it. Keep the second half. No. Opposite of off. Okay, so it might be that one. Prepend. Add to the beginning one letter. To give the cold shoulder, maybe? No. Not snap, drap, no. Change the vowel to another vowel. Small nub. Small protuberance is a nub. Remove the first letter. UB out of many? No. Keep the first half. No halves. Remove the first letter. Area. UB? No. Reverse the full word. Bun. Could be this. Exclamation of annoyance. Might have preceded said already. Could be. It's probably this one, actually. Let's just go to the top in case. Prepend to the beginning. One letter. Snub. Snub. Okay, good. It is that. We snub. We give someone the cold shoulder. I think those are a little bit different, but we'll take it. We will take it. So let's continue. Remove the first letter. Nub. No. We can't just undo what we did. Keep the first half. SN. Append. Move like slime. It's not snore, no. Move like slime. Like to slug, to stretch, I don't know. Anyways, we'll continue. Remove the first letter. Area. Nub. No. Reverse the full word. Buns. Append. Exclamation of annoyance. I don't think that's it. Buns. Bunsen burner? That's the first thing that comes to mind. It's not that. Keep the second half. UB. Inject. The opposite of off. Before the last letter. Wait. Keep the second half. UB. But inject on. No, it's not that. Let's go to the top again. Remove the first letter. Nub. No, it's not going to be remove the first letter. It's not going to be nub again. Yeah. So it's going to be probably keep the first half. SN. No. It's got to be this one. Reverse the full word. We get buns. Exclamation of annoyance or frustration. Bunsa? No. I'm just going to use a hint or two. Oh, it's this one. Keep the first half. Okay, I'm looking at the wrong clue. That's good. Well, it's good because now I can think again. Keep the first half. SN. Move like slime. How do slimes move? They just jolt? To sleep is snore? Snug? No. I'm just going to reveal the clue. I don't know. I can't get it. Snooze. Oh, wait. Move? Slimes do ooze. I get that, but... Huh. I didn't think about that. Remove the first letter out of many. News? No. Remove the first letter. Area. News is not an area. Reverse the full word. Easy ons. Append? No. Keep the second half. O's? Inject the opposite of off just before the last letter. Ozone. Oh, necessary atmospheric layer. Ozone. I didn't even think about that. Oh, remove the first letter. Area. That's zone. Remove the first letter out of many. One out of many. And now, last clue. We will reverse the full word, so one becomes eno. Append. Exclamation of annoyance or frustration. Ugh. Enough. There we go. We did it. Not the fastest, but that's nice. The ooze really got me. The ooze really caught me. And I think we have some time for chess puzzles. For a puzzle rush, if you will. if we can pull it up, which, crossing my fingers, we will. I just had some water. Am I dehydrated? I think I'm a little bit dehydrated, which is strange, because I've been drinking a lot of water. I've really been trying to drink I always try to drink a lot of water, but today I definitely drink a lot of water. Whenever I don't know if bored's the right word, stress is the right word, I don't know. Whenever I can't focus on something, I usually drink water as a way to just focus on something else. Not to calm down, but to, I guess, distract myself. Anyway, chess puzzles are here. Black to move. And this is a famous back rank checkmate. White can't go here and here, and because of our lovely little bishop here, these two spaces are our way. So if we move to the back rank, king has no escape, it's in check. So we have to drop the rook back, we take it, and it's checkmate. It's mate in 2. Let's play it. Lovely. We have a battery between the bishop and the queen. The queen can go here and deliver checkmate, and the king can't take back. Alright, just like the first one, back rank checkmate is a threat, and my opponent has nothing to do to block it. They have to sack the bishop and the rook, and they still get checkmated. Right now, the knight and the queen are pointing at the G7 square, so we can just take that, and there's nothing really defending that. Back rank checkmate once again. King's blocked in by its own pawns, has nowhere to go. Again, the knight and the queen work together to target the square, and nothing else is defending it, so it's checkmate. The king just trapped himself in a box. My king blocks these two squares. Its own pawns block these two squares, so if I were to bring my rook here, it would deliver checkmate. Similar to a back rank checkmate. Alright, black to move. Checks, captures, and attacks. I'm thinking this immediately, and it's just mate in 1. It's, again, back rank checkmate. The pawn's in front of the king can't escape. Back rank checkmate. Now, again, with the knight and the queen, they work together, and nothing's defending the square. Again, knight, queen, nothing defending that square. We'll take that. Ooh. This one's different. This square is very weak because I have my queen targeting it, and I have my rook targeting it. And the only defender is this rook. It's a 2 versus 1 situation. So, I take, and when I take again, it's checkmate because the king can't escape. Alright, right now I look for checks, captures, and attacks, and the first check I see is this check. Queen takes f6, and that attacks the king, and it can't go in this square, so it's forced to move over, and then with the bishop's help here, this square is under attack, so I move there with my queen and deliver checkmate in 2. 1, 2. Lovely. Black to move. A big threat on this rook. However, I'm going to ignore that because I have this check. Queen takes, what is that, f2. And when I do that, the king has to move in the corner. And then I play the brilliant queen f1 check. It's a clear sacrifice of piece, rook takes, but guess what? That's the only piece defending. So when I take back my own rook, the king has nowhere to go. It's boxed in by its own pawns in a back rank checkmate. And it's on this square, not this square, so it can't defend this square. Right, let's play it. Sack the queen, deliver back rank checkmate. Not the same issue, but a similar issue. If we check here, we force you to the corner. Right. That's what I'm thinking at first. Oh wait, no. Why would I do that when I can just checkmate in 1? There's nothing defending this square, and if I go there, king can't go here, 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 or here, and it's blocked in by its own pawns. It's just checkmate in 1. I overthought that. Silly me. Now, white to move. I'm looking at this king. It's on the side of the board, which takes away some squares and makes me think, what can I do? Let me look at checks, captures, and attacks. First check I see is this one. Check here. King, all these squares are taken. King has to move up 1, and if I move up 1 more, that's checkmate in 2. Defended, of course, by this pawn. The pawn and the queen come together on this undefended square. I think we... Oh, we don't do that. What do we do? Oh, this is pretty simple. They're threatening to win our pawn and trade down and whatever. However, if we play rook takes e6, what can the black king do? This pawn is defended. It could take our rook, but then we queen with check. But honestly, that's the best thing it can do. Lovely. Right, black to move. The geometry of this situation is pretty good. Right now, the king looks open on the side of the board. However, it's not. My king takes away these two squares, and the bishop takes away this square. And if this looks familiar, it should, because it's exactly what we're doing for back rank checkmate on this row. It's exactly what we were doing. So let me just lose these squares. There we go. I had this lovely rook here. If I move the rook to h8, it takes away this square, this square, this square, and nothing can block that. That's just checkmate in one. Right. White to move. Checks, captures, attacks. That's what I'm looking for. First check I see is this check. What does that do? It forces the king over one. And that's the only legal move the king has. Then I have the really good bishop to h6. Now, you might think the knight could take this. The knight here. However, if the king's here, my rook would have a discovered attack on the king. So the knight is pinned to the king. It can't move. The only legal thing for the king to do is move to this corner. And when it does... Well, let's play those first two moves. I'm pretty confident on them. Now what? The queen move looks promising. If I play queen to to g4, the only thing black can do is probably this. In which case, I take with my bishop. And why do I take with the bishop? Just because it attacks the queen, but also whenever I move the bishop from here, it's a discovered attack on the king. Right, let's see it. There we go. Alright, now we have black to move, checks, captures, and attacks. Oh, this one's pretty easy. Right now, they're threatening shenanigans. But this, we both have they have one defender of that square, of the d8 square. We have one attacker. What if we change that? If we play queen to c7 here, that attacks the king. So the king has to move or block. Well, if that happens, actually, if I go here, your best move is to probably block with the knight. Because if not, on next turn, I'm winning it. Because I will have two attackers on it instead of just one. So, I play queen here, you block. But guess what? I slide over another attacker. And now I still have two attackers on the square to your one defender. It's pretty good. So let's play it. And we don't want to play rook here. Rook takes, because if we do, queen to f8 is mate. So we want to play queen takes, which not only defends this rook, which is on the back rank, but also pins this queen to the king, which means we're forcing a trade. There we go. Right, white to move, checks, captures, and attacks. I think this is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Why? My idea is this check. Checks, captures, and attacks are what I'm looking for. This is the first check I see. Let's play. Ooh. Actually, this check or this check. I'm not sure which is better. But I'm going to say with this check first. Let's explain why. This check. Ooh, you could move up. Actually, you know, yeah, I'm wrong. It's not this check. Because if you move up, then what? My goal for checking with the knight is to just do an attack on this square here. And specifically, remove the king from the defense of the square. Move the king over. And I can't do that. Because if I go there, and you go up, and then I go here, and let's say, if you chase me, then I've succeeded. If you just go back, we can repeat, but that's not going to solve anything. So instead, let's talk about this check. That could force you back, but guess what? I can take the rook. And then let's say you take mine, I take yours. Guess what? I trade a rook and a knight for 2 rooks. And that's just a better material. So let's do that. There we go. Okay, I missed something then. Now I'm confused. I could take... Oh, this rook is defended by this knight, that's why. Okay, so let's just take the free rook. And exactly like I said. Now, we have a knight and a queen pointing at the square. However, this time it has a defender, this knight. So what if we got rid of this defender and play the great? Knight takes f6, which is also a fork. We'll say quote-unquote fork. And by fork, I mean it's attacking both the king and the queen. But obviously, black can just take. However, regardless of what black does, whether they take, whether they move over, guess what? Our next move, checkmate in 1. Checkmate in 1. This just duo is just pointing there. So let's just get rid of the defender and deliver the brutal checkmate. Right, white to move. Checks, captures, and attacks are what we're looking for. First thing I see is this. Probably not a good move. But do we see any... Well, here's the thing. Checks don't work. This check, taken. This check, taken. It's not the greatest. And right now, black is forking my 2 pieces. So... Ooh, I have an idea. I'm gonna... What's the term? Danger their levels? And what happens if I do... I don't see any checks. I don't see any captures or good captures. I do see an attack. Queen to h5. Now, the immediate threat is checkmate because, of course, my rook's pointing here and my queen's pointing here. But guess what? They can take my rook. That's the only defense they have. When they do that, I play... Or do I play that? I was going to say bishop takes f5? And once again, I'm threatening mate. And the reason why I was going to say that is black can't defend this pawn. Which is correct, they can't. If they play rook up, I would take. That's what's important about putting my queen here. However, the issue that I didn't disclose is... How do I say this? Black can take my bishop, and then when I take back, they're just trading a rook for a rook and a bishop. Or a rook and a pawn for a rook and a bishop, and that's not a good trade. So I'm lost a bit. Oh, no, it's what I said before. Checks. This check. Now my queen's here, so that takes away these 2 squares, and if I check here, these 2 squares are taken, so black's forced to take, and now I do the bishop move. And the difference in this order is that black's rook isn't defending the square because this bishop's in the way. So when I do that, right, when I take there, I take away, well, this square specifically, I force you back up, and then I can wheedle my way around. If I check you here, I force you over, and I deliver checkmate with the help of this bishop. It looks a bit klutzy, I know, but it's correct. Oh, I forgot. Never mind, it wasn't correct. I forgot you could sack the queen. Right. Now, first thing I look for is checks, captures, and attacks. And I see a really interesting check. Bishop to a7. Now what happens? The king is currently in a box. It can't get out. So when I check here, it has to take. And you might think that's a free loss of bishop, and you're half right. It's not free. I have a devastating attack with the wonderful queen to a6. which is check, which forces the king back over, and then I deliver checkmate on a8. The king, once again... Oh, that's not true. That's not actually correct. Oh my. That's not correct. Because... No, that is correct. Sorry, for some reason I thought the king was here. It's not here. Yeah, no, I'm correct. I thought the king could run out. It can't. Checkmate. There we go. I got in my own head a bit. Oh my. Anyways, white to move. This is just checkmate in 1. If I do this check. Defended by the pawn. And why is it checkmate in 1? Let's look at all the squares the king can go. This entire ring. Now, let's just take away when I can. Pawn takes away this square. Rook takes away... The rook move takes away these 2 squares. Your own pawn is here. My king takes away these 2. And this rook here takes away these. Which leaves you with nothing. It's checkmate in 1. Right, black to move. Checks, captures, attacks are what I'm looking for. That looks like a free queen to me. I'm just going to take it. It's just a free queen. Okay, maybe not a free queen. Now I take the rook, and when you take back, I take the knight. Okay, I definitely messed up the order. Not messed up the order. I definitely messed up, but it was correct, so I'm going to take that. Now, black to move. Checks, capture, and attacks. First thing I see is this check. Takes away all these squares. My bishop's still here, so it takes away this square, and then your own rook's there, and nothing's defending the c2 square. So we take. White to move. Ooh, a dovetail mate. Now this is a classic mating pattern, classic mating geometry, where the opponent's king has 2 pieces of its own color in these 2 squares. So when you have a battery with a rook and a queen, and the queen goes here, it takes away all these squares, and the remaining 2 squares are blocked in by your own pieces. Classic dovetail mate, we will do that. Right. Now we just got checked by the knight. So what can we do? My first instinct is take it. Take the knight, and if you take back, we have a pretty powerful attack with this battery. But is that good enough? Maybe, actually no, it is. Sort of. No, not if I take. If I take, you just take, and then if I go here to check, you can just start to run away. I don't like that. But if I go here, that sets up an attack that's kind of unstoppable. Well, actually, you could drop back. Well, no, you can't drop back. If I take here, and you take with your bishop, you won't be able to drop back to this diagonal at all. Because you could only go here, which I take. It's the right move. And I guess we'll take the free rook. Ooh, yeah, we take with our rook. There we go. Alright, anyways, black to move, checks, captures, attack. This and this work together to target this square, so it's just checkmate in 1, nothing defends it. It's just... Oh! I forgot our queen is pinned. So it's not that. It's the opposite, I believe. We check here. Defended by the queen. King has to go over here. We check here. Defended by the bishop. King has to go back. And we checkmate here. Defended by the queen once again. Ring around the rosy. There we go. Right. Anyways, white to move. Checks, captures, and attacks. That's what we're looking for. Our checks are not that good. We have this check, we just loses a piece. We have this check, which also just loses a piece. We could set up an attack on this knight, in which case we basically force it to move. Because if not, well, they could play defense like that somehow. I don't know. So let's get to thinking. This knight, I kind of want to take it. I'm going to take it. Just don't think. Just jam. Oh my. Now, you took a knight. That does not make me feel that good. Ooh. And I was going to say, you are defended by your queen. So I was thinking maybe deflect the queen by playing a rook check here, forcing you to take. But that's just a trade. But no. What I think, and what is the correct move, is rook takes d4. Why is that correct? Because now we have 2 attackers on the square. And you could just move the rook, let's say, back 1. But if you do, I get your queen. Oh, but in that case, you could move your rook back here. That's interesting. If you move your rook back here, I do take your bishop. And I threaten attack on this square between the rook and the queen. I still like it, so I'm going to play it. Oh, it wasn't that. Oh, it was trade queens first, then do that. Oh my, I'm foolish. Alright, white just blundered a bishop, so we're just going to take that. Oh. They didn't blunder a bishop, because they're threatening checkmate. Unfortunately for them, we can just do this, and lose a pawn. And we'll go here, with our knight, so we don't lose it. Alright. Black to move, checks, captures, and attacks. That's what we're looking for. Right. Black's own pieces are really dominating the F row. And that makes me sad. We can't do something like check here, block. Well, if you block, we just take. So let's say we check here, and you take. Now what? Yeah, now what? That does confuse me. What are we doing next? Oh, I have an idea. Actually, if we check here, guess what happens? We take away these squares, and you can't block, so you either take or go here. And let's talk about going on to this diagonal with your king. If you do, I can take the rook. Just straight up, I can take the rook. So if I check, you have to go down, and I think I can just smother you until you have to go. Actually, I don't even have to do that. I can do this, and that forces you onto the F diagonal. Interesting. Good tactic. White to move. You did just block this. Or did you? King check. Sorry, knight check. Forces over. What happens if we knight check again? Let's say takes. Queen. Okay, queen can't go anywhere. Oh, no. No, I'm right. Knight check. Let's say you move over. If I check again and you take with the pawn, that blocks the queen from seeing this pawn. So you can't do that. The king moves back over. And at minimum, I win the knight. Win the rook. But if I were to go here, I would lose immediately to this. Oh my. So I had to be careful. But I do think it's that knight check. So I'm just going to play it. Oh, but then... No. If I go here, you can take. But then I can take. But then you can take. And that makes me sad. Yeah, that's not correct. Good thing I didn't play it then. What about this check? If you take, then I really don't have much. Well, no, I have this check. To basically force you on this diagonal. And then... minimum, I can win a bishop. And... oh, wait. Last but not least. This check. Well, these two knight checks. And the reason I'm talking about them is because it's a discovered attack on the queen. But the downside is, here, you can take. And here, you can also take. You can take with the pawn. Sorry, not you can take with the pawn. You can take with the queen. with either of these spaces. Oh, however, no. Check here. If you take with this bishop, I check there again with the knight. Oh my, it's brilliant. It's a discovered attack on the queen. And we just win it. Lovely. That's a nice puzzle. Alright, right to move. Checks, captures, and attacks. First thing I see is this. Forces you down. Interesting. I really want to take. I can't. If I force you down, I can just cycle back, but we don't like that. If I go here, not a good move. If I go here, you can take, and let's say I go here, forcing you, I guess, over. That doesn't help me at all. Right. What can we do? What can we do? Checks. What other checks do we have? Oh, we do have this check. That's a pretty interesting check. Takes away these two squares. This square is taken away by the knight. So you have to go back either here or here, because, again, your bishop's here. And let's say you go to this square here. If I were to check here, that would force you over and would be checkmate. So in which case, if I go here, you have to go back to this square. And then I just try to set up a checkmate. And there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it. Just let me make sure I did what I did correctly. Yep, go here and checkmate. Perfect. Anyways, black to move. Checks, captures, and attacks are appreciated. Right. You just took a bishop. How do I scorn you for this? Oh, interesting. Ignore it completely and go here. Why? Because when I do, I'm setting up checkmate 1. This is an attack. Because my next move, no matter what my opponent plays, will be... Well, actually, technically my opponent can block by playing knight to h7, but will be to take h5. And that's just checkmate. Nothing can be done to stop it. There we go. Right, black to move. Checks, captures, and attacks are appreciated. First check I see is this one, forcing you over or to block. Ooh, we don't really like to block. But the next thing I see is this, take this. This gets under attack. But then you can check, force me to block, and then I don't have that play anymore. Interesting. How about this? I check first. No, but if you block, I would have to take. And then if I took here, you could just take back. Actually, this rook in the corner, you can't protect it. Okay, you can by that. And here's the thing. Now I'm going to take, and then when you take back with the knight, I'm going to move my bishop here, attacking the knight. And there's nothing you can do to protect both this square and your rook. Both your knight and your rook. So we'll take... Never mind, I misplayed that. Weird. Black to move, just taking queen. Right? Or, I guess, block. And now queen. There we go. I almost blundered. That's fine. Anyways, I'm thinking about pushing. Why? Let's say takes, then I just queen. So if you take like this, then do I push or do I take? I'd say take. I like taking more. And then you take back, and then I just start pushing. And you can't get close enough. Yeah, and if you go here, I can't stop you. We push. We push. We go back to defend. We take. We go back to defend. We take. And there we go. That's how we get a queen. I would like to check here. Why do I want to check here? You can't take because of the pin. And you can't go here, here, here. Here. You can't take your own piece. Can't go back here. You're forced over. But if you do that, this goes with the queen, and that's just check. No, it forces you over here. But then I can check again, force you over even more, and it's just devastating. Yeah, check is the best move. But now what's the best move? Is it to check, or is it just to take? Excuse me. I think just to take the rook is the best move. There we go. Don't think, just jam. Now, if I take here, this is checkmate. Right, right. Oh. Checks, captures, and attacks. Rook to h1. Why is it this? King has to take. Because of back rank issues, it has nowhere else to go aside from taking. So if rook goes here, king takes. And guess what? This knight move, knight to f2, is a fork of the king and the queen. And nothing's defending that square, so I just win a queen. For the price of 2 pieces. White's remove. Oh, that's pretty devastating. You have a huge pawn advantage and are just planning to crush me. However, if I go here, I'm threatening up back rank issues on you. So you can't just keep pushing. You can't dodge down. You have to go up. And if you do, I check here. You go there. I take your rook. Let's say you push down. I go to the 1 rank to defend. Oh yeah, just like I said. I think we check and win a pawn. Alright, black to move. Checks, captures, and attacks are appreciated. This would be checkmate if not for this piece. What happens if we check here? Force you up. Check. Can't go here, here. Here, here, here. Whatever. Force you over. Checkmate. Yeah. Oh, wasn't that? What? Oh. I missed blocking. I really should just went here, shouldn't I have? Force you to go up. And then what shenanigans do I pull? I don't know, but I should have looked at that more. Oh my. Well, I think that's going to do it for today's stream. That was a long chess puzzle. That was like 30 minutes of chess puzzles because I'm not that good at chess. I hope I explained it well. I don't know if people want an in-depth explanation or me just to breeze through them, but to me, I think it's more fun if I explain it. I'm not the best at explaining it, but I think it's fun. Right. I guess, there is some other bad news that happened today. I guess I'll briefly talk about it and discuss it. Oh my. Let me just pull it up so I don't get anything wrong. I am a fan of the NBA, of NBA basketball. I follow the players. I have a lot of good memories with them. Of the players, with the teams, with the game itself. And today is a rather tragic day. A current NBA player, Brandon Clark, died today. And a former NBA player, Jason Collins, who was also the first NBA player to be openly gay and had some stellar community work. They both had some stellar community work, some stellar activism work. I remember reading something about Brandon Clark donating money to local schools in Memphis. They're really just him and Jason Collins, all the work they've done for the communities, all the work they've done in basketball. They are just fantastic, good people. And they both tragically passed away today. Brandon Clark was only 29. He was a current NBA player. I remember seeing his film, watching him dominate the Timberwolves and the Thunder. He was a bright member of the Grizzlies. And it's just tragic to lose someone that young. And Jason Collins, he had, I forget how long his career was. I believe his last year was 2014. He had a pretty long career, a pretty nice career. And I think it was maybe a year ago in 2025, he announced that he had, I forget exactly what the word is, but a brain cancer, a tumor in his brain that had stage 4 cancer. One of the most tragic and devastating types of cancer there is. To where there's not really much treatment, let alone at stage 4, something that can lie dormant for most of your life as the tumor grows in your brain. It can lie dormant and then just suddenly, like, snap and just take effect. And he was going to, I believe, the Philippines to get some experimental treatments done, and he was looking hopeful, and that not hopeful enough. I wish their families the best. I wish their legacies the best. I will remember both of them as incredible people. I don't really have much else to say. Hello, I see you in chat. I'm about to end stream. Sorry about that. I just did some puzzles today. Sorry, this is a relatively short stream. Granted, it goes on a bit longer than usual. Normally I do an hour on Thursdays. It's been an hour 30-ish. But, that's a somber note to end it on. I apologize. It just was on my mind. I just needed to bring it up. I apologize for that. Right, I can't end it on a sour note. I have to do something to brighten the mood. Let's see. I haven't been taking my notes. I hope it's not my Achilles, but whatever in my right foot where my Achilles is very weird feeling. Lime juice. Lime juice. I have something to say about lime juice. My opinion of lime juice today has improved tremendously. And I liked lime juice before, but now I love it. I bought a big thing of lime juice probably 6 months ago. Maybe a year ago. Probably not a year ago. To help with cooking. And today I was cooking some chicken, and it tasted good. I seasoned it the other day. I had a marinade in it, blah, blah, blah. It was good chicken. But I was kind of sad because I was missing a grain or something to complement it. So it was just kind of chicken flavored. Which isn't a bad thing, but we always want some flavor. So I added some extra lime juice on top. And that made a world of difference. Lime juice just goes so well with chicken. Oh my. It really just gave it that nice kick. That like citrusy, sour kick. That really complimented it. And the weird part is, I marinated it with lime juice. And I could taste the marinade. The marinade was nice. It was more subtle though, and I marinated it for a long time. But the lime juice on top after cooking, that was a game changer. That was a game changer. Oh my. I'm going to have to do that more often. I'm going to use lime juice like ketchup at this point. I don't use ketchup anymore, but I'm going to use lime juice like it. Oh my. But anyways, yeah, that's going to do it for today's stream. Thank you all for watching. And as always, have a day. I hope it's a good one. See ya.